This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday we finished the selectors, right? Okay, like using common selectors, okay, and the child selectors like grouping selectors and some other attribute selectors. So these are all selectors we are going to use applying CSS to our page content. Okay, the common selectors, just like static selectors, we need to create and apply the HTML tags. But when using the dynamic or complex selectors, it will apply automatically in dynamic way. When the elements have, like for example, tag attribute, okay, class attribute, like href, okay, like using any type of attribute, we can apply any CSS to our page content. Okay, as I said yesterday, suppose here href dollar is equal to .pdf means once the page loaded, the PDF extension will be found in your HTML page and the background image will be applied. Okay, like this we are going to apply like attribute to select also. Like any, not only href, not only PDF, if you have any attribute for HTML tag, like for example class name, okay, or any other suppose image, okay, all text, and you can you can apply the CSS. Okay, so like this we can use attribute selectors also in the CSS. Okay, so is there any doubts and questions in the previous class on selector section?
No.
Okay, and Apurva?
No, I don't.
Okay, so today I'm going to teach you about the responsive design. Okay, so do you have any idea about responsive design? What is the responsive design?
Yeah, it is based on our resolution, like 100%, 125%.
Okay.
It changes according to our screen resolution.
Yes, good. Okay, so for creating responsive, what are the things we are going to do, like using CSS or any other frameworks? Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay, fine. And Apurva?
No, I don't know.
Okay, fine. So coming to the responsive web design, so nowadays any website, it is like large scale website, like e-commerce website, any news magazine website, any like a business application website, okay, or single page application also, it should be work on any device, okay, like a desktop, laptop, tablet, and a smartphone. So in any device, in any environment, it should be work 100%. It should be readable and visible, okay, and within the your screen dimensions, whether it is a 400 pixel or 600 pixel or 1000 pixel, it's not a matter. It should be work on any size of screen, and orientation also, like a portrait and the landscape. So when you rotate your device, suppose if you want to see the landscape mode, okay, it should rotate dynamically in the landscape also. Okay, so for that we are going to use CSS media queries mainly. So here the media query is nothing but your device. Okay, so in the starting header section itself, we mention meta name viewport. Okay, so let me create one page for the responsive. So here you can say response web design, you can say in shortcut RWD also. So I'm saving the RWD.html. RWD stands for responsive web design. See, when you created the page, by default you have meta tag, meta name, viewport. Viewport nothing but here your device. Okay, what is your device? As a desktop, laptop, okay, and tablet or any smartphone. Okay, so once the page loading, it will find what is the device. Based on the device, the content should be device width. It should be scaled automatically, like dynamically. Okay, so that means your content, whatever the content, like text, images, or any like video, audio, anything, it should be within the your device width. So that means the content with the device width means your width content width should be device width. Okay, and initial scale 1.0. So here initial scale 1.0 means like 1:1. Suppose if I say 1000 pixel my container width, container or content width, it should be 100% means 1000 pixel, like 1:1. Okay, suppose if it's like 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 means it will be scale up to 1.3, like 130%, 140%. Okay, and here we can say max scale also. By default they given initial scale 1.0, and for some user experience, suppose if you want to provide max scale also 1.0, and one more, user scalable. Okay, user scalable means suppose when you open any website on mobile or any smartphone, okay, it should not zoom. Okay, it should like a mobile application, any web page, any website. Okay, so avoiding the zooming, we can provide user scalable no. So once you said user scalable no, user cannot scroll that web page in the mobile device, mobile or any small devices or any smart devices. So that means web page also it should like a mobile application. See, if you see any mobile application, you cannot zoom, and you can't zoom out. Okay, whatever the screen size, all the content will fix within your screen. Whether it is a 300 pixel or a 400 pixel, 500 pixel, all the content it will scale to the your device width. Okay, and it is like most of the content you can read, and one more thing, it should not like a horizontal scroll. You can scroll vertically, but it should not horizontal. Okay, if you do horizontal scroll, because reading some other content, if it is some hiding the content, if you use the horizontal scroll, that is not a responsive web design. You can scroll vertically, but you cannot scroll horizontal. So that means that is not a responsive web page. You see any website, we can scroll vertically to read other content, but we are not using a horizontal scroll in smart devices particularly. Okay, so here first let me show you the what is the responsive web design. Let's open browser. So what is a responsive web design? Large site digital workflow. Okay. Yeah, this is somewhat latest article. Okay, May 29, 2020, they posted this article. Okay, let me go through it. Yeah, what is the responsive web design? The non-developer cheat sheet. See here, The responsive website design, your website and its pages can adapt and deliver the best experience or user experience to users. Okay, whether they are on their desktop, laptop, tablet, or smartphone, on any device. Okay, nowadays, so nowadays most of users, like around 90% people using smartphone, like smart devices. Okay, desktop, laptop using only on the work locations and some personal requirement. Okay, so for any requirement, okay, so we are using smartphones. Okay, so most of the users using the smart devices, so that website traffic also mobile users. If you have a smartphone in your hand, just opening and opening your browser and searching for some specific request, you can see some lot of results from the Google, and you will go to on any website. Okay, so that website should go within your mobile device. It should be mobile friendly also. Mobile friendly means it should be load faster and it should be a display within the your device width. Okay, and for that can happen through your website needs response web design. Okay, what is response web design through and how does keep reading find out place. Okay, what is the response web design? Response web design describes the web design approach that allows website and pages to render display on all devices screen size by automatically adapting to the screen. Okay, whether it is the desktop, laptop, tablet, or smart. Okay, how does the response web design work? Okay, so here they said response web design works through cascading style sheets. So that means for creating responsive web design, we are going to use cascading style sheets, that is CSS. In the CSS, we are going to use media queries. Okay, as per Bootstrap Framework, we divided 4 devices. Okay, small device, medium device, okay, large device, and small and mobile. Okay, 4 devices I will show in the Bootstrap. They divided 4 devices. If you done your web page for the 4 device, okay, that web page will work all the devices, because we are going to target all the devices using these 4 media queries and for the devices. Okay, so using the various settings to serve different style properties depending on the screen size, orientation, resolution, color capability, and other characteristics of the user's device. A few examples of CSS properties related to responsive design includes the viewport. I mentioned the viewport also here. Viewport and media queries. Okay, so here viewport, when the page loads, the browser will find the what is the device. Okay, and what is the media query means what is the device of what is the screen size of device. Like you can see here the min width and max width. Okay, suppose if you say min width 400 pixel and max width is 600 pixel, so that is one device, one media query. We are going to target that device and we are applying CSS. Okay, so like this we are going to use the viewport and media queries. And one more thing, here we are going to use percentages and EMs, not pixels. So if you write the pixels, it is like we are going to write one particular one device. Okay, it will not work all the device if you mention the pixels. So pixels means it's like fixed size. Okay, so we need to provide percentages here, like 10%, 20%, 30 or 40%, whatever. Suppose if you want to create 2 columns in your web page, okay, so we need to divide first column 50% and second column 50%, so that automatically that web page will render any device in responsive way. Okay, here they given some examples. I will create and I will show you, for example, my responsive design matters for the designers and business. Okay, here they mention some of the benefits. One site for every device. Okay, so here one site for every device means in the older days, like around 10 to 12 years back, they introducing 2 websites, 3 websites for the same requirement. Okay, and for example, if you see the Facebook website, 10 years back, they are running 2 websites. For the desktop users, 1 website, and for the mobile device, one more like mobile friendly website. Okay, suppose if you see like any, for example here, so this is desktop version, desktop laptop version, this Facebook. Okay, so for the mobile users, they are going to give subdomain using like this. So after www, just they are giving some other domain like using the m dot. So here m dot means for the mobile users. See here now also you can see m dot facebook.com home.php. Okay, let me click on this. Yeah, this is a okay, m dot facebook.com home.php means this is completely mobile version. See the content also how it's rendered, it's like mobile version. Okay, so like this around 10 to 15 years back we're using 2 or 3 different websites for different devices. For mobile, one website, for desktop, one device, and some other device on some other website. Okay, so for the same requirement for the same users, we are going to use different websites around 10 to 12 years back. Okay, in that time there is no responsive, no CSS3, no media queries, no viewport. Okay, so targeting a different users, we're going to create multiple websites for the same requirement. Okay, so nowadays you can create one website for any device, any users, any size of screen. Okay, so here they mention whether the viewed on a 27-inch iMac. Okay, with the wireless connection or from the screen of your Android phone. The website will be configured for the user's optimal viewing pleasure. Okay, so that means nowadays we can create one website with responsive so that it will work any device. And second one is optimal design for device. So with the responsive web design approach, all images, fonts, and other HTML elements will be scaled appropriately. Okay, and maximizing whatever screen size the user has. Okay, it doesn't matter user screen size, user device. Okay, it should be scaled as per your user screen size, and it should be optimal and optimized also. Optimize means we're going to write optimization code for rendering your content and for the fast loading. Okay, and for the mobile friendly, and even this one for the what is that, like SEO. Okay, for the search engine optimization. Okay, for the search engine optimization also there is response for this very good. Okay, so no need to for redirects. So as I said before, the facebook.com, if you open on the mobile device, automatically it will redirect to m.facebook.com when you open in the mobile device. So that means once you open any website, automatically it will redirect to some other website. Okay. No need for redirects for other options towards designing for multiple devices require the use of redirects to send the user to the appropriate version of a web page. Appropriate version means like some other website, other with a subdomain like m.facebook.com, any some abc. Okay, of a web page without the need for redirects. The user can accept the content he wants to look at as quickly as possible. Okay, so these are some of the benefits using the responsive design. Examples of response. Okay, we'll learn more about response. Okay, fine. Okay, so now you got it right. So what is the responsive web design? Okay,
Yeah.
how to create and what is the advantages?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So just I created one RWD.html. Okay, so let me create quickly like some of the content, like one header, okay, and some 2 or 3 columns and some image part that is non-responsive. After creating these content, and we will apply the responsiveness for that. Okay, so or else already we have some template right here. HTML5 HTML form, okay, template. So, yeah, let me check whether it's work or not. Anyway, it will not, it's not a responsive. We can take some code from this. Okay, so this is like here we have the more content. Okay. Any other workers? Yes, animation, selectors, HTML5. No. Okay, so I will create some content here, like 2 columns, 3 columns, a header, okay, and image part. So here first let me create one section, okay, and here I'm going to create class, suppose you can say container. Okay, so this container I'm going to create in the CSS. In the CSS folder, you can say responsive .css. Okay, so on the head section we need to link the responsive.css. Link relative style sheet. And using a href attribute, and you can provide the path from the CSS folder, the response.css. Okay, so like this you can link your style sheet on your HTML head section. You can continue the class. Okay, so here I'm going to create container. Suppose here I'm going to say width is 1000 pixels. Okay, and let's say margin 0 and auto for making center. Okay, and let's say background color. Let's say some salmon colors. Okay, so this is our container. And for the time being, you can provide some width, height also. Height, let's say some 500 pixels, because there is no content, so you can't see the content without height. Okay, so apply the container on the section, and let me check how it is displayed. Yeah, okay. So now we have one container with fixed value. Fixed means 1000 pixel, and now I placed in the center using the margin 0 and onward. Okay, and some height also. So now this is fixed container. There is no responsive. Okay, so how we can check whether it is a responsive or not? We can check by inspect. Go to your toggle button, responsive toggle button, and it will, you can see here. So here this is not responsive because, let me check. iPhone 374 pixels. Some horizontal scroll should be there. Okay, so there is because of only the color. Let me check. I will resize my browser manually. Let me check. Should be there some horizontal scroll. 1000 pixel and 500. Okay. Okay, let me give some content because this is only the container. Let me give some content of this. Width 1000 pixel, height 500, margin 0 to background. Let's say some heading using suppose responsive web design and some paragraph content. Okay, here we have some dummy content on the container. Okay, so let me check now. See here. So in the first that is only the color, because of only color we cannot find the responsive. Okay, so now you can see the content. You can see, you can read the heading. Okay, because this is very less width, and if you see the content like a paragraph, you cannot read the content. Okay, from the left side it is okay, on the right side you cannot read the other content. It's like a hiding because the content is for the 1000 pixel device. Okay, now my device or browser width is around 400 500 pixels, so that the content is not rendering based on my device pixels. Okay, so here we need to scroll to the right side, but actually here some horizontal scroll also should be. It's not coming. Okay, yeah, it's there. I think the browser is recent. Okay, so see on the bottom of the browser you can see the scroll. Okay, so that means if you want to read other content, you need to horizontal scroll like this. Okay, so this is not a response. So once the page load, any size, any pixels, the content should be scale or content should be rendered within your device width. So that is what we are telling here on the head section. The meta name viewport and the content width should be device width. Okay, so that is a responsive of this. Okay, so for this, the fixed container, the fixed content, we are going to apply CSS using the percentages and media queries. Okay, so here let me apply some percentage for the container. So here I will put this in the comment, and let's say width, you can say 100%. So here if you say width 100%, it's look like a full screen. It will use the full width of your device. See. Okay, so that means now when you provide percentage to your container, okay, automatically to scale based on your device width. Okay, let me change this one. It is, yeah, see, now all the content you can read, you can see there is no any horizontal scroll on bottom of your browser. Okay, and one more thing, your device is very small. Let me decrease still some more. It's not. Let me close some browsers. No, like it's not decreasing till size. Okay, this is min size maybe. Okay, let me check on the on direct response. See here. Okay, on the Galaxy S5 device, you can see the content from left to right. You can read the content, but when it's come to the height, okay, the content part came out from the container height. Okay, so because for the container to provide the fixed height, it's 500 pixels. Okay, so for the responsive, there is no any height like any pixels. Okay, so we can avoid the height also. We should not provide height for any responsive episode. So the height should be based on your device width. Automatically it will scale. Got it? Okay, so the height should not be provided in the responsive episode. You need to ignore the height also. Okay, so let me check other device, like for example Pixel 2 XL with 100% view. See, now we can see all the content from left to right, from top to bottom. Okay, with visibility and readability also, with mobile friendly. in any device, like for example iPad also, like this. So what happened in different devices, we have the different with the different heights. Okay, but automatically the content and container is scale based on your device. Okay, so here let me create one more thing here. For example, this is my container. Okay, so let's say here column 1 something here. Let's say column. Okay, and let's say here width 300 pixels something, fixed value, and height should not be there, margin 0 auto, you can ignore this. Okay, margin 0, background color. Okay, I'm going to use 3 columns here. The class is equal to column. So now the content is inside our column. Right. So I can put this comment. Yeah. Our column is on the left side by default. So the same thing we are going to repeat, like 2 or 3 columns. Let me copy and paste this. Let's say the first one is responsive web design. Responsive web design. Okay. Column 1, and here you can say column 2, the second one, and third one is column 3. Okay, so like this we have 3 columns, like column 1, column 2, column 3. So why it is placed one below one? Okay, so by default it will place one below one. So using the float left, you can place side by side. Okay, let me use the float left. Yeah, you can provide some margin also between the each column. The margin some 20 pixels something. Okay, so now we have 3 columns like side by side. It is like with fixed values like 300 pixel. Okay, and height will be scaled automatically. The content, the header, the paragraph content, so everything fixed size. Okay, so let me change the browser size. See, it's not scaling the content up to your device. Here on the right side we have some more space, empty space. Okay, but this column should be wrapped until your browser end on the right side. So it should be scaled automatically. When you provide a fixed value, it will not scale on your device. Okay, suppose when you share width 100% here, again if you provide with 100%, it will appear the full screen mode. We can modify with CSS that. Now we can see. Okay, so that automatically the content and content also scaled based on your device width. See the content wrapping. When you're resizing your browser, the content automatically scaling, changing width and height as well, both. If you have the more width, the height is decreasing. If you have less width, the height is increasing, because there is no fixed height. So height should be scaled based on your column width or container width, right? Okay, so like this, you can provide the percentages for making grids, grids or columns in the response view. Okay, so this is only for the one device. So now, as I said before, we are going to use different devices like tablet, desktop, laptop, smart devices. Okay, and with the different resolutions. Okay, so this web page should be work all the devices. So for that, we are going to write media queries. Like using media queries, we are going to mention the min width and max width. Okay, for example, here in the responsive in the devices, I show you, right? This, let me show you. Yeah, see here, the Galaxy S5 with 100%. So here you have two values, 360 pixels and 640 pixels. So 360 is min width and 640 is max width. So that is your media query in the Galaxy S5 device. So each and every device will have some min width and max width in pixels. So pixel to pixels width is 411 and the height is 820. This is portrait. Okay, when you rotate the device, we are going to change the landscape mode. Okay, landscape mode means again the values was changed. Now the min width is 823 and max width is 411. So here the max height. Okay, so here the min width and max height, the 411. Okay, so now we can see the content here. Let me check. Yeah, it's calling on one below one. Automatically it was changed. And you can check any custom device. Okay, so let me check this one. You can click on the response to the first one. Okay, and we can check any other device by scrolling this. Any small device to any other custom devices. When you scrolling this, you can see the values is changing, the main width. Okay, so like this, you can check any device in the responsive, and if you have any some particular device from the Samsung device or iPhone, iPad, okay, Mac devices, you can check any some specific or custom device. You can click on the responsive and it can give some value. For example, my device width is 500 pixel. So we'll do 100 pixel and put it in the 100%. You can see the result. Okay, so this is like these are all we can say different devices, and each device will have some min width and max width. So based on the min width and max width, we are going to write a CSS using the percentages. Okay, so got it? Any doubt in this, Ananta and Apurva?
No.
No.
Got it.
Okay, so let me give some width here. Like for example, let's say here, for example, 33%. You can say 33.333. So that means 100 by 3. You can say 33.33%. See now. So here created 3 columns. It placed side by side. The third column is take new line, because you provide the exact width of your column. Okay, and Upon that, we have some margin values. So this is margin 20 pixel, means this extra value on your content. Okay, so let me check this one. Let me decrease something like this. So how to calculate the container width and column width I teach you in the HTML5 template, right? You remember?
Yeah.
So we need to calculate based on our container
Margin.
width and column width. Yeah, the margin padding. Okay, we can calculate and we can apply the width value and any padding, any borders also. Okay, let me give some 30 or something. 30. Okay, 30%. I decrease the width or column width. Now I have 3 columns, like side by side. Okay, let me check the inspect element. Yeah, see the 500 pixel device. Let me check the standard device Galaxy S5 with the 100%. So when you say column width 33%, okay, so in the desktop it is good because that is a wider screen, like it is more than 1000 and 1200 pixel size. When it comes to the same in the mobile device, like standard device Galaxy S5, it's showing like 2 columns, but still we can use this space. Okay, like for example, in this device, if you want to use 2 columns, if 1 columns you can say 100%. Okay, suppose if you want to use 2 columns, the first column is 50% and second column is 50%. Okay, so this is called responsive grid. So responsive grid means like any like 2 grids or 3 grids, it should be scaled within the your device width. So in the Bootstrap, we are going to use 12 grids. Okay. Sorry. Let me show you the response to the Bootstrap website. So this is the response to Bootstrap framework. Okay, developed by the Twitter group. Here they said, build fast, responsive sites with Bootstrap. Okay, quickly design and customize responsive mobile first sites. So that means when you use the Bootstrap framework, that is by default mobile first websites. Okay, with the Bootstrap, the world's most popular front-end open source toolkit featuring SAS variables and mixins. Okay, I will teach you what is the SAS and just I will give some brief about the SAS and mixins. The responsive grid system, extensive pre-built components. So the pre-built components here we can use some predefined code examples. Like for example, if you want to create this kind of navigation, we have some predefined navigation code with the drop downs and all other features. Okay, like this, we can use the pre-built components and powerful JavaScript plugins. Okay, powerful JavaScript plugins means like, so for example, modal boxes, okay, carousel sliders, okay, and some forms related. Okay, we can use the JavaScript plugins also here. So actually, what is the Bootstrap means? It's a combination of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In the Bootstrap framework, we are going to use these 3: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so here, if you see any other grids, let me open like this. Fluid. What is the grids? Yeah, grids. Yeah, see here. Here they said grid system use our powerful mobile first flexbox grid to build layouts of all shapes and sizes thanks to 12 column system. 12 columns, you can say 12 grids also. Okay, so here how we done. like 3 columns. Okay, so this you can say like 3 columns or 3 grids. Okay, like this way the Bootstrap is developed 12 column based or 12 grid based layout. So here from 1 to 12 grids we are going to use to place our content. Okay, so that will be responsive by default. Suppose if you want to create like 2 columns, we can use 2 grids. Suppose 3 columns, we can use 3 grids. 3 grids means each column will have 4 grids. Okay, so 3 columns means 3 into 4, 12 grids. Like this, we are going to use the grids in the Bootstrap. See here, they given one example. Here we have 3 columns, 1 of 3 columns, 1 of 3 columns, 1 of 3 columns. So that means column 1, column 2, column 3. So for the each column, how many grids they provide? The first default one container, and then row, and then column SM. So here in the this is the latest version of the Bootstrap. In the like Bootstrap 4 version, they're going to say the column SM grid number 4, and here also column SM grid number 4 and column SM grid number 4. So that means in one column, in 3 column, we use all like 12 grids, like 4 grids, 4 grids, 4 grids. Okay, so like this, you want to create like 3 responsive columns, you can use 4 grids, 4 grids, 4 grids, right? So I will teach you after the response. The next topic is the Bootstrap. I will teach you the Bootstrap one in detail. Okay, just I'm going to show you this example. Okay, how to create the columns and how to create the grids. Okay, for the responsive purpose. Okay, like this you can create the responsive columns using this percentages, like using the percent. Okay, so after creating your responsive grids, we are going to target other devices also, like mobile, tablet, desktop. Nowadays we are going to use high resolution devices also. If you see any high resolution device like iPad, iPhone, okay, those resolutions are more than 600, 800,000 pixels. Okay, even in the high resolution device also, it should be work 100% in the responsive way. So we need to provide media queries for any device, for any size of screen, any orientation. Okay, for that we are going to use the media queries. By using percentage, you can scale the content on particular one device, any one device. Okay, and for targeting other devices, we are going to use the media queries. Okay, that's why we said in the starting itself, in the header section, the media meta name viewport. Okay, and then content width should be device. Okay, tomorrow we'll teach you on the media queries.
Okay.
Okay, so this is like a very basic example for the responsive. First of all, we need to create scalable grids, scalable columns, and then we can apply media queries for different devices. So it any content, like a text content, image content, any media content, it should be scale based on your device width. Okay. Okay. Ananta, do you have any questions or doubts in this?
No.
Okay. Actually, this Bootstrap is a response to, we are going to for the response only, the Bootstrap framework. If I teach directly the Bootstrap, we cannot understand. That's why first I'm teaching this responsive section. Okay, how to use the response, what is the media queries, what is the grids, okay, how to use the percentage values. Okay, for the scaling all the content. Okay, fine. Apurva,
Yes.
okay, do you have any questions or doubts?
No, I don't.
Okay, okay, fine. Tomorrow we'll finish this responsive part, okay, and we'll go for the bootstrap.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, okay, bye, Renuka, bye.
Sure. Thank
Bye,
you.
Apurva.